for sure I'm definitely keeping politics and other subjects off of this channel, but I will throw in a little bit of encouragement because I think the world needs a little bit more encouragement in their lives. So without further ado, let's roll the clip. As always, I'm excited to show you what I got my hands on. Honda, I believe, have the 1,000,000-mile engine, if I'm not mistaken, that one of their vehicles actually went 1,000,000 miles. Honda is the bread and butter of cars, and I'm surprised I haven't put one on sooner. I present to you the 2024 Honda Accord. So this particular Honda is the Honda Accord Hybrid EXL, and this exterior color that we're looking at is solar silver. Not a huge fan of the color. It's my personal view. I'm sure a lot of people will like the solar silver, but it just doesn't excite me. It looks very plain Jane, if you ask me. And I always like to start my videos by seeing what the engine's packing. So we got a button here that we push, and actually I just popped the trunk. We got to get to the hood. So if we spin over here a little bit, there's the hood. So let's get that open and see what it's working with. So I don't think it's going to have telescopic bipods. We'll see. There's a little latch that you feel, and I'm very good at finding these latches, guys. Some people have a lot of trouble finding them. I find them super easy no matter what car it is. No telescopic bipods, which is right there. There's an arrow indicating where to put the stick to keep the hood of the vehicle up. Here we go. I like what I'm seeing. There's that iconic orange tape that you see on electronic vehicles. And again, this is a hybrid. The two work hand in hand together. I don't think you could go full EV over 25 miles per hour, unfortunately. If you go over 25 miles per hour, the gas is going to kick in and work back and forth with the electric. You don't need to charge it either. There's regenerative braking that charges the EV just by pressing the brakes. This is a 2-liter direct injection 4-cylinder engine, and I'm not seeing a turbo attached to this 4-cylinder, unfortunately. We got 4-wheel disc brakes, and that's just how it looks right there. I like how the battery is front and center in case you fall asleep like I did recently listening to Howard Stern, and I woke up with a dead battery, so I had to get it jumped. I drive a Nissan, and I like how the battery's front and center to get you back on the road. A little tidbit about batteries. If you live in cold climates like I do in Buffalo, you got to take into consideration cold cranking amps, and the higher the cold cranking amps, the better. So if it's like 0 degrees, this thing's gonna fire up no matter how cold it is. So you want to get high cold cranking amps for the winter. Very small intake valve, not very beefy to allow lots of air to come through. There's the intake port. Let's shut the hood here and continue on the tour. And this is the Honda key fob. They're numbered. I'm sure there's probably 2 that comes with the package. Feels pretty premium in the hand. There's your lock and unlock buttons. Start the engine if it's really cold out. That's how you pop the trunk, and a panic button. You're gonna find out if the glove box is lockable, but there's a special little button here on the fob that brings out a secret key that allows you to have access to the car in case of a catastrophic battery failure like I was talking about earlier. So this is the back. We're gonna press and hold to pop the trunk, and then it pops open for you. I wonder if this is gonna have a spare tire in the back. So this is your storage space. I do believe, like all modern cars, you're able to put down the rear seat so you have extra storage space, but this is gonna do it. This is pretty big. This is good for your groceries, your traveling supplies, your backpacks, your suitcase luggage. It's gonna take care of it. And it's not gonna have a spare tire, but we have a tire repair kit ready to lock and load for you to get you back on the road. There's a nice little handy dandy funnel. If you got a little bit of a shaking problem, you don't want to spill the oil or the gas if you need it. You could remove this so you have even a deeper well of storage. That's how you pop the seats like I was talking about. We'll do that. No spoiler on the back. Little plain Jane, if you ask me. So Honda is going with the Hankook all-season tires. And they're only 17 inches, alloy wheels, all-season tires. Let's jump in the back. So I pulled the pin already, so this should just come right down for that extra storage that I was talking about. The seats do look fancy. They got this type of firm fabric so you don't scratch the back of the seats. And this is gonna give you mega storage right there. If you really wanted, you could take a sleeping bag, put it in there lengthwise. It might not be super comfortable, but man, you could sleep in your car. I've seen YouTube videos of people that do it. It's really interesting. If it's got an armrest, there we go. Bam! Center armrest in the back so you could put your ice cold Coca-Cola Classics. Got a little bit of a tint on the back, but not much at all. I've seen a lot more fancier, especially with that exotic stitching that goes across. You don't got plastic on the back, so this could get damaged or ripped, depending on how wild the kids are that are traveling with you. There's a cargo net for some maps if you're old school. There's no climate control options for the rear passengers. Everything is dictated by the driver. Got your USB Type-C. So that's the back seat of it. Let's continue the tour. Passenger gets electronic seating to move it forward or backwards, depending on your preference. Glove box is lockable. I'm very happy to see that. So you take that key fob that I showed you, you pull out your key, and then you can lock the glove box. Interior passenger side looks. I like that iconic Honda grille that goes across the length of the vehicle here. So Honda is bragging you get a whopping 48 miles per gallon, 51 in the city and 44 on the highway. And they are going capless. I like to see that. And I like that. I prefer capless, to be honest. So this Japanese vehicle here costs MSRP $34,000. So this particular model isn't going to have your souped up Bose sound system, but you can have it equipped with it if you want. There's no Honda logo here either. Just gives it that plain Jane look. The leasing option should be super low on this, man, but it's probably not because it's a hybrid. They're gonna nail you. So this is your options to go forward or backwards, up or down, and then you have lumbar support options, your accelerator and brake. On the side here, you have your options to move your side mirrors, your lock and unlock button, your child lock right there. We have automatic downs on the front and passenger window, but not automatic downs on the back. You have two memory positions for a tall driver or a short driver. It adjusts the mirrors and the seat to your liking. Another letdown for me, no wireless charging. In 2024, they're making you put wires in. Unbelievable. So this is your cockpit controls. There's your hazard light. And it doesn't even illuminate, ain't that something? I'm talking a little bit of smack about Honda, but Honda knows I love them. Again, Nissan's my favorite vehicle, Honda is second. There we go. I like the steering wheel. I would have liked to see that in a cool red color, if you ask me. It's thick in your hand. It's heated. We don't have a heads-up display, but let's fire up this infotainment screen. This is your power button. There's the power flow of the hybrid engine. That's pretty cool. You got a nice, neat little compass. It's all touchscreen, too. We've got Sirius XM ready to lock and load, but you're going to have to pay for that. You got a Wi-Fi hotspot. This is your info cluster up front. Shows you your gas, how much juice you got left in the battery. I like to see more stick shifts. Stick shift vehicles are not as popular as they used to be. They like to put the paddles here. So if you're on the highway and you're revving so hard, you could just tap that paddle shifter to bring it down for you faster than if it were to do it automatically. This is your heating options, very fancy.
heated seats. How to change your drive modes. It's front wheel drive only. There's your emergency parking brake and that cool brake hold feature. So when you're at a stoplight, you can let your foot off of the gas. This is how to switch it into the EV mode only. But again, you're only going to get up to like 25 miles per hour. If you go over that, it's going to kick into the gas. Let's fire it up. Wow, that was scary. It didn't even come to life, but it's saying that it's good to go. Oh, it sounds when the vehicle's on. It's cool, ain't it? Gorgeous looking LEDs, no fog lights, and you got some functional venting right there, coming through the side. And this is the back of the Honda, how the lights look. You don't got dual exhaust, I don't think. Just a single exhaust port on the side. Driver seat looks very premium. It stands out in the crowd, that's for sure. You're not gonna have a panoramic sunroof. You just got your traditional sunroof that you open it with your hand and you could tilt to open or open it completely. Gonna need these glasses here for the test drive. Got an SOS option. And I like... We have an option to switch the drive modes like I was telling you about earlier. Right now this is your sport and everything on the cluster turns red. There's your normal and then there's your economy. So let's throw it into drive and see what this Honda's made out of. It's got that woom 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 electric sound that it makes. Let's see how much get up and go it's got. Not too bad for a 4-cylinder. And I'm gonna press the brake and here comes the regen. See? You can see it on the left side. It's a different color when it's in the Eco. It's brighter green. But every time you press the brake, you feed power back into the battery. Let's pull in a driveway here and back it on out and see how the rear camera looks. So that's the rear camera. I've seen better resolution. Nissan beats Honda with the resolution, and Nissan beats pretty much every car I've ever seen. And I've seen Mercedes, Genesis. Nissan really has high quality resolution. Eco. And let's get out of here. Well, that was handy. I was looking just at the back camera and it warned me a car was there. So it's got really, really good safety features. Don't forget, I didn't go into depth about the safety features, but it's definitely a very safe car. That's the regen braking. Well guys, thanks again so much for checking out the video with me and going on the test drive in this Honda Accord Hybrid. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's got like a blind spot assist that illuminates. Here's the armrest. Very nice and luxurious feeling with that leather. And it's got a deep pocket inside.